Alright, welcome to our unboxing and review of this NPET wireless keyboard and wireless mouse combo. I know with many of us working from home, it's always good to change up your work environment a little bit, maybe work off of a larger display, such as maybe your TV. And this is a very important thing to have with that, or maybe you just want to set up a spare computer to your TV and run a streaming service for movies, but you don't always want to be getting up and back and forth between the two. So this is kind of a driving why we've made this purchase, because it's nice to not have a cord across your living room or something like that. And you can do either work or adjust the show. So we've got, like I said, they are wireless, Bluetooth technology, so it's just usually the little USB fob that will basically plug into your computer or other device, something kind of like this if you want to see, kind of small, but pretty standard of all other wireless, say, mouses and keyboards. If you can see here, we've got the mouse, runs on, looks like a AA battery, so that's kind of nice. I know sometimes you see these with AAAs, and it seems like AAA is harder to get. It's harder to keep on hand, it just seems with different devices. We've got an on and off switch, which is nice, because that way then you don't have to worry about the battery being run down with the device just sitting there. You have looks like it'll change your mouse sensitivity button on the top here. You have the standard scroll wheel, and then right and left clickers. The nice size, fits in your hand, it's light. You can use it, if you were to use it in a presentation type mode or something like that where you need to hold the mouse. But overall it looks really nice. We'll get it plugged in and set up in a little bit here, but we'll continue on to the keyboard. As you can see, it feels like a pretty nice keyboard. Relatively thin. Keys are raised enough to where you can feel the difference between them. Sometimes you see these devices where the keyboards are really shallow, and you kind of can't tell the difference between the key and the actual the hardboard behind it. So I enjoy that. I also enjoy the number pad. Anybody who does a lot of spreadsheet work and different things like that, it's really important to have this, and this is nice because you can do a lot more efficient work with that rather than using your standard home row up there. As you can see, you've got all the standard keys that you would have on any other keyboard, print screen, your F keys. Everything like that seems pretty good. Feels nice to hit on, has good keyboard response. As you can see on the back here, you do have little elevators, so if you need to switch to, say, a desk setting, durable, I hope, a desk setting. We'll check what we've got here. Again, so this is a AAA device, so that is a little bit of a disappointment that they didn't run the same power source for both of them, but that's something just to kind of keep in mind. You've got to keep those batteries on hand. It does not appear that the keyboard has an on or off switch so far that I've seen. That's less likely to go off, to activate your Bluetooth and kind of drain the battery in the device, whereas it seems like a wireless mouse, if you even bump it or sits next to a table and it vibrates a little bit, it's always engaging and turning on. So we'll get these hooked up to our computer and we'll test them out in just a second. Alright, welcome back. So we wouldn't have paused the video normally if I knew it was going to be this fast to get things going, but literally we plugged the USB little fob into our computer and it was ready to go like that. So incredibly easy setup, really nice. Sometimes usually it takes a little while for the two items to sync and you're kind of waiting for the mouse to come on and stuff, but it was almost instantaneous. Before we go and demonstrate the device, I just wanted to touch on, it does have a nice little hotkey setup here within the keyboard. So as you'll see on your F row, you've got all these different little icons, and basically this allows you to use the function key and one of those, and can do different things like it'll turn on volume up, volume down, mute. You can forward next track, play, pause, home page, email, my computer, or you can set one just a favorite application that you use a lot. So that's just kind of a nice little aspect of these keys up here. So you're less hunting around on your mouse, especially if you're bouncing between, say, two programs or two applications. So we can turn to our TV display here. So we've got just a notepad open here, and you can see the this.
You cannot see.
No, can't see, but
it does in fact work. You just can't really see it on the camera. There you go.
sorry, we don't have word on this. This is kind of a scrap computer that we've got that we were planning on running just like a streaming service for TV on. But the keyboard does work great. You can kind of see here just using a notepad where we're able to kind of move through and use the typical functions that you would find there, numbers, up and down, the arrow keys work, all of that. So overall, really excited. It's a great device. Install was super easy. It's a good responsive keyboard. You've got a nice mouse here. Like I said, you can change the sensitivity. So if you're working really fine, you know, you're working bigger, it's hard to tell, but I'm making the same movement and then hitting the sensitivity button. So that's really nice. You've got a scroll function. Everything seems to be going pretty good overall. I'd highly recommend it, and if you enjoyed the video, please hit like and don't forget to subscribe.